Truman addressed the nation and explained his actions. He began by defending his overall policy in Korea, saying, "It is right for us to be in Korea." He excoriated the, quote, communists in the Kremlin who were engaged in a monstrous conspiracy to stamp out freedom all over the world, unquote. Nevertheless, he explained, it would be wrong, tragically wrong, for us to take the initiative in extending the war. Our aim, he said, is to avoid the spread of the conflict. The president continued, I believe that we must try to limit the war in Korea for these vital reasons. To make sure that the precious lives of our fighting men are not wasted, to see that the security of our country and the free world is not needlessly jeopardized, and to prevent a third war. General MacArthur had been fired, he said, so that there would be no doubt or confusion as to the real purpose and aim of our policy. And that's the news of the world today. Stay tuned for Horatio Dark's Between the Lines, here on WYST. And around town, people from across the state of Maryland are gathering in Midtown Baltimore this weekend for Artscape, the largest public events for arts and crafts in the United States. Come down and enjoy the arts, crafts, food, and fun from local artisans with your fellow Marylanders. Now, dim the lights, settle in close to your radio, and steel your nerves. WYST is taking you on a trip into the realm of the frightening and the bizarre. A trip between the lines of reality with your host, Horatio Dark. Brought to you by Kellogg Zip. We now join the master of the macabre, the antiquarian of the insane, your navigator through the netherworld, Horatio Dark, as he reads between the lines of reality.
You have to excuse the awful state of my old house. I have been clearing out the clutter left by occupants past. What is left behind is not always of the physical. Sometimes the old occupants leave something more sinister, more eldritch behind. Sometimes they leave a malicious spirit to haunt the chambers they once walked. I feel that has occurred here in my very drawing room. To expunge these horrors of bygone tenants, I have dug up a spell from ancient times, when the horrors of the spirit world lived side by side with the world of man. Salmani ia anapagri tapkira dupira, Salmani ia anapagri taksira dupira, Salmani ia iti pagri tushni ila dupira, Salmani ini ishti pagri tushni ila dupira. And that's much better. Let us now stray from matters of the preternatural to those of a more corporeal, yet equally mysterious nature, science. It has given us a look into the truth of the universe around us. It has given us many wonders. It has defined the way we live. It has taken us to the poles. It has taken us to the depths of the sea. One day, it will take us into space. It has been a great boon to humanity, but when it gives to us, we never ask at what price. We never ask what the limits might be. But should we? Tonight, we begin with a tale of the limits of scientific exploration and the price of progress in a story that I call At the Heart of the Matter.
It was a lousy day to travel out to the country. I came out to the out-of-the-way house with my assistant, Jane Brown, at the invitation of Dr. Comescue. The doctor was well known in the field of quantum physics as a brilliant scientist. Nobody had ever seen the doctor, though. He had enticed me to his home with the promise of research that would change mankind's view on the universe as we know it.
I don't like this one bit, Jim. Nobody has seen hide nor tail of Dr. Comescue. What if he's...
Hello? May I help you?
The man that opened the door, if you could call him a man or even human, was a short, hunchbacked atrocity with sparse patches of hair and one normal eye that dwarfed the other bulging red eye. This was in startling contrast to his pressed white lab uniform. Yes, my name is Dr. Smith, Professor Jim Smith. This is my assistant, Jane Brown. I was invited here by Dr. Comescue to...
Yes, Professor Smith. Dr. Comescue has been expecting you.
The aberration spoke through the downturned corner of his mouth.
Dr. Comescue is working in his laboratory. I am Igor, the doctor's assistant. Please, follow me into the drawing room to wait for the doctor.
Dr. Comescue's home was as cavernous as it was minimally furnished. The walls were bare. The only items in the room were the essential items for the specific purpose of the room.
May I get you something to drink, Professor Smith, Miss Brown?
I don't normally drink, but on a night like this, I do believe that is the sensible thing to do. Make it a stiff one, Igor.
I'll take one too. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So tell me, Igor, how long have you assisted Dr. Comescue? I imagine you know quite a bit about his work? It must be interesting to work with someone like Dr. Comescue.
Not really one for talking, are you?
The doctor will be up soon. Please make yourselves comfortable. I will take your things.
Thank you.
Jim, this place sure does give me the creeps. Everything seems to be just like the rumors say.
Jane, get a hold of yourself. I know the doctor may seem eccentric, but the research that he has been sharing with me will change the world.
I know, but has the isolation out here affected him? Jim, I'm scared.
Jane, I understand how you feel, believe me. It is our duty to the university and to science to look into the doctor's claims. I need you to be strong here. Besides, we'll be heading back to the university tomorrow. Now I'll hear nothing more of it.
Professor Smith. Thank you for visiting my home on such a treacherous night. I do trust you found your way with no undue complications, yeah?
It is a bit out of the way, but a grand space to concentrate on your research.
Yes, it quite is. I don't have the distractions of your university or their watchful eye.
Yes, I suppose that is true. Speaking of, let's talk about your research. I have been quite curious about the...
Now, Professor, I am sure you and your assistant would like to freshen up and get some rest after such a atrocious trek to my out-of-the-way facilities.
But, Doctor, I was hoping...
No, I insist. What kind of host would I be to preoccupy you with business at a time like this? Please, let Igor show you to your rooms. Please, Igor!
Yes, sir.
Igor, please show our guests to their rooms.
Yes, sir.
Then we shall talk about your research tomorrow? Thank you, Doctor. Good night.
Good night, Doctor. The breakfast was fantastic, Dr. Comescue.
Yes, Doctor, that was quite fantastic.
Thank you. I try to keep a competent staff. Now, I am sure you would like to talk about my research.
Yes, I would like that very much.
Fine. Professor, Miss Brown, if you would please follow me, I shall show you my laboratory. I am confident you are familiar with current ideas on the makeup of which makes up all matter, the atom.
Yes, Doctor. The recent tests in the Southwest have given us great insight on the inner workings of the atom.
Not to mention its power.
Yes, its power, as you said, Miss Brown, is quite great. What would you say if I told you what we know of as the smallest particle in the atom are made up of even smaller particles?
I would say that's pretty outrageous.
Now, Jane, you know what the great strides science is making. Nothing is too hard to believe.
That is correct, Miss Brown. Now, it was hard for scientists of even 20 years ago to think of the atom as made up of smaller things. And now we know the atom to be made up of protons, neutrons, electrons. This is the basis of even your studies. Then why is it so inconceivable to think matter to be made up of smaller things than we know to exist? This brings us to my research. Professor Smith, Miss Brown, I have discovered a whole new world inside the atom. I have discovered the makeup of the nucleus of the atom. I have discovered the pion. With this discovery, we can explore the new subatomic world of possibilities.
How did you?
Yes, Doctor. How were you able to discover this pion?
It was quite simple, actually. It was just a question of magnification. With the help of my faithful assistant, Igor, I was able to fashion a microscope with magnifying powers orders of magnitude beyond modern science. With this new tool, I was able to analyze the structure of the inner sanctum of the atom.
Professor, does that seem scientifically sound?
Yes, Jane. Looking at this equipment, what he is saying does seem to be above board. Dr. Comescue, I would love to see the...
Pion? Yes, Professor. I would like to show you my discovery. There is a molecule of preparation needed to view the pion. In order to see the new world of subatomic particles in their parts, we must break them up. This is done using this particle collider Igor and I manufactured.
A particle collider for subatomic particles?
Yes. With this machine, I will fire the nucleus of two atoms at each other at a speed greater than light and a velocity faster than a bullet. Please put on these lead suits as a precautionary manner. Igor!
Yes, Doctor.
This will cause the subatomic particles to break apart into the pion.
This process, it sounds fantastic.
Fantastic, blah. There's no room for fantasy in my process. Soon you will see. This is a process of science. It would appear Dr. Comescue is quite comfortable playing God. Why, I would wager one of his heroes is Prometheus of Greek legend. Let's just hope he makes out better than poor old Prometheus. Hungry buzzards can be such a nuisance, eh?
Well, I'm sure they could be.
I'm sure he could have used a pick-me-up after a few hundred years.
I'm sure. Do you know what he could have used, Horatio?
What?
He could have used a bowl of Kellogg's Zip. Kellogg's Zip. Zip is a wonder, a ready-to-eat cereal with a marvelous flavor. fills you with glorious zip, builds health, stamina, and strength. Zip is packed with nature's own health-bringing elements, keeps you robust, alert, alive. Zip is wonderfully fine for everybody. Contains bran, therefore mildly laxative, and helps stop constipation. Zip is real food for children, helps make them regular, keeps them in romping health, and they love Zip's delicious flavor. Zip preserves the family Zip. Serve it tomorrow. Your local grocer has Zip. And now these messages from your local station. This just in. Multiple gruesome attacks have been reported in Midtown just moments ago. There were 5 reported victims and as many as 8 attackers. The scenes of the attacks have been likened to vicious animal attacks, with the assailants brutally mauling their victims. The attackers have been taken into police custody and their victims rushed to the local hospital. More news on this story as it surfaces.
Hello again. Where were we? Oh, yes. The good Dr. Comescue was showing us his new subatomic discovery, the pion. What will Professor Smith and Ms. Brown find there? Let's find out in part 2 of At the Heart of the Matter.
You now see the discovery I have made, the pion. Let us look into this new world with my subatomic microscope.
Why, I can't believe it. Doctor, what you claimed was true. I see the pion, smaller than even a proton or a neutron. Jane, look!
Yes, Professor. What you are looking at is hundreds of thousands of pions that make up the nucleus of the atom. As you look at them, Miss Brown, what do you notice?
Why, they look just like little miniature galaxies. Galaxies with planets and stars, just like ours.
Yes, this is my true discovery. The discovery of possible other worlds. But not from without, up in the stars. No, from within. From within everything around us.
This is incredible, Doctor. Why, the philosophical implications alone are staggering.
Blah! Philosophy, the playground of the mind. The implications of this go beyond mere mental tomfoolery. This is the new frontier of exploration. A whole universe in our hand.
This is, have we gone too far?
Jane, please, be rational. This opens doors to science that we never could have dreamed. We hold a universe in our hand.
Yes, Professor. This universe and an infinite number like it are ours. With these we can find the true meaning of life, the origins of everything, and the end.
The end? What do you mean when you say the end?
My dear Miss Brown, have you never wondered about that? Yes, there is the beginning to consider. Science has always looked back to the past, how things were. We have just seen that, have we not?
I guess we have.
Yes, science could use this as a model for the creation of our universe. This is overwhelming, Doctor.
Only to those who lack the fortitude, dear Professor. With my discovery, we can look forward. We can see how things will be. We can see the end of the universe.
Doctor, you can't be suggesting what I think you're suggesting. Why, this is...
Yes, Miss Brown, I am suggesting we can use the scientific method to run experiments that will allow us to not simulate, but create the end of a universe.
Now, Doctor, I'm sure there is an ethical line to be drawn here. The institution of science will definitely not...
Oh, Professor! Only last night you were commenting on the glory of my facility being outside the watchful eye of the scientific establishment. This allows me to be more ethically gray. Truly, ethics are just a pediment of true scientific discovery. As we are soon to find out, scientific truth will overshadow your ethics. Igor, prepare the particle collider one more time. We shall collide these subatomic galaxies together to see what happens in the end.
Yes, Doctor.
What is that noise, Doctor?
This is no time for nerves. Igor, continue!
Doctor, what is that light?
Doctor, that light! That cloud of brilliant blue light! Why, it's hurting Igor!
Yes, you must turn off the collider. Igor! The cloud of light! It's killing him!
No, we must continue! Igor, press on!
No,
Get
no,
out of my...
no!
Get out of my way! I'll turn this contraption off myself.
Igor! Ah! Doctor, he's dead! And the light, it's gone.
Yes, I've just checked his pulse. Nothing. It's like whatever that cloud was sucked the life out of him. Well, Doctor, what do you have to say? Well?
Dr. Comescue, you just let him die. Say something. You monster.
Monster? You call me a monster for my assistant's death? Ha! Igor made a sacrifice of himself. A sacrifice to science!
Now see here, Doctor.
I will not see here, Professor. The knowledge we can glean from witnessing the end of the universe is invaluable. We cannot, I will not stop until I have this knowledge.
Doctor, a man just died for your knowledge. Has this not opened your eyes to the danger and moral reprehensibility of your quest for knowledge? Doctor, I ask you to please stop this line of research. There is no need for more death.
I believe you may be right, Professor. I should discontinue this research, my life's work. We don't want any more harm to befall anyone. You are correct.
Now you're being reasonable, Doctor.
Yes. Yes, you are. Now let's leave this obsession for now.
Yes, perhaps you are right. Perhaps my obsession was single-minded. Perhaps I did overlook morality and the safety of others in my life's quest for ultimate knowledge. Yes, let us leave my research, please. Shall we adjourn to my study to calm ourselves with a drink?
That's the most sensible thing you've said all day, Doctor.
I thank you for providing my moral compass. I don't know what has come over me.
Well, being out here, isolated with your research, I can see how you might lose sight of what it is to be human.
Yes, at times I do forget. I am part of humanity for the sake of my research.
Obsession can get the best of all of us, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Yes, it can. And our humanity
Oh, I feel funny.
can be neglected
The room, it seems to be spinning.
for the sake of the search of ultimate knowledge.
Professor, what's happening?
Doctor, what did you drugged?
Yes, only a mild sedative. You need not worry. I made some strides. I could not have you standing in my way now.
Doctor, you monster.
You will only sleep for a while, Miss Brown. Do not worry. When you wake, it will be a new world of science.
It would appear our good doctor has quite succumbed to his obsession. There was another man consumed with obsession. His name was Ahab. I wonder if Dr. Comescue will catch his white whale.
That's a good question, Horatio. But one thing that is not up for question is communism. How can you keep the communist menace at bay? With truth dollars, that's how. Your truth dollars fight communism in its own backyard, behind the Iron Curtain. Give truth dollars and get in the fight. Support the war effort. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your postmaster. Now, a message from your local station. More news on the Midtown attack story. We have it on the wire that the attacks in Midtown have not stopped. There is also word that the brutality of the Midtown attacks has been steadily increasing. Many of the victims in the prior attacks have died under the care of... More breaking news. We have just received word that... I can't believe what I'm reading here, folks. The victims have been coming back to life. In fact, many of the newly reported savagings have been perpetrated by previously dead victims. These attacks have been steadily spreading north into artscape crowds. Now, I must say, this is outrageous. People, if you can hear me, get indoors, keep a watchful eye out, and please gather your loved ones together and... We will have more on this horrific story as it progresses.
Welcome back to my humble abode. When we last left our story, Dr. Comescue had slipped into his obsession with ultimate knowledge, which caused him to slip a Mickey in the Professor and Miss Brown's drinks. Oh, I believe they are waking up now, just in time for the conclusion of At the Heart of the Matter.
Oh, what happened? Professor, where...
Jane? What? The doctor must have put something in our drinks when we weren't. The doctor? Where is he?
Oh, no, he can't still be pushing his research. Well, he can't be.
Jane, we've got to stop him before someone else gets hurt. Or worse, killed. Doctor, what are you doing? I thought you...
You thought? You thought what, Professor? You thought I would give up my life's work just because of an unfortunate accident that befell my assistant? You thought? Oh, you amuse me believing your thoughts could even come close to the caliber of my thoughts.
You must stop this at once before anyone else gets hurt. Please!
You silly woman! You cannot comprehend what you are witnessing. You do not understand the implications.
Implications be damned, Doctor. I'm not going to let you continue this madness.
Ha, Professor Smith, you are too late. In mere seconds, the universe I created while you were indisposed will be destroyed. We will witness the ultimate end of a subatomic universe. No, not you again.
Oh, Professor, it's the light again. The light that killed Igor. What can we do?
You will not stop me. You cannot. My research must be completed. I must know. No! Ah!
Doctor, no! His own obsession killed him.
Oh, Professor, the blue light. It's coming for us.
What? What are you? I don't understand.
It says to stop killing its children.
You understand it?
Well, yes. I can't explain it. It's womanly intuition. Why, it says, stop killing my children. Who are you?
What did it say?
She said she is from the atom. She says she's the mother of the subatomic particles. She says we're killing her children. She's only trying to protect them. No, Professor, please, we have to stop this.
It must be the particle collider. When we smash the pions, we must be killing her children. Quick, I will turn off the collider.
Professor, no!
She must think I am going to hurt her children like the doctor and Igor before him. You must tell her that I am not going to harm them. Please, hurry!
Oh, please stop! The professor is not going to hurt your children. No, he's not like the others. Those were bad men trying to hurt you. The professor is only trying to help. Please, stop killing him. He will help you. Oh, please, you have to stop hurting him. Oh, I know those men hurt you, but you just can't kill on that assumption. Not all men wish you harm. Please, you must have mercy. Oh, thank you. Professor, she saw reason. She will not hurt you. You can turn off the collider now.
There. It's off.
She was a mother to those subatomic galaxies. She was just protecting her children.
Thank God for your womanly intuition. With my scientific mind, I would never have the empathy to see. I never would have known she was only reacting to our violence. The violence of science!
Well, it looks like whoever said the female of the species is more dangerous than the male was right all along. It turns out what Dr. Comescue found in his subatomic research was that at the heart of the matter has a heart. Will you join us next time for the tale of a greedy entrepreneur and his search for the fountain of youth? What he finds there will change him forever!
Thank you for tuning into Horatio Dark's Between the Lines presents Heart of the Matter. Horatio Dark's Between the Lines was recorded in front of a live audience at the Yellow Sign Theater, that's theater with an R-E, in Baltimore, Maryland. Heart of the Matter featured Mike Yantz as Professor Smith, V. Lee as Janet, Brian Mark Foreman as Dr. Comescue, Craig Coletta as Igor, Tony Hayes as the announcer, John Friedlander as Horatio Dark, and Dave Marcoute on the Foley. The story was written by Horatio Dark. Thank you for listening, and please tune in next week for another episode of Horatio Dark's Between the Lines.